Welcome to the swamp, the giant that the head ball coach awakened, one that thrived in urban renewal, and now one where only the Gators get out alive. We're really looking forward to this matchup. You've got a team that's made its way into the top 25, now trying to pass an all-important road test. As we'll see the number 19 team in the country, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the Florida Gators. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Alabama about to kick off to get this game underway. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. So the Florida Gators offense takes the field. This has an old-school feel to it as this running back makes his way onto the field, and all eyes are fixed. They are glued on him.
Yeah, the old school, because nowadays it's usually quarterbacks and the other guys that get all the attention. But this guy's so good, he is the focal point. He's the guy everybody's looking to. He's the tone setter. He's the physical bell cow for this team. He will get the rock early and often.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Motion from the offense. Wants to fire on 2nd down. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. And guys, this 3rd and long is not exactly how they drew it up. Hopefully it's not an indication of what we'll see the rest of the game. Trying to make magic with his feet. And they'll get it to the 39-yard line, and they'll move the chains. And the Gators come to the line in the hurry-up.
He's got such good awareness in the pocket. He does a good job of feeling the rush, and you know it's a pass, and you want to keep your eyes downfield, but he sees an opening, and if he sees an opening, he's got the ability to go get it and get a first down.
And the catch was one thing, and the run even better. A big pickup on that one. The Gators are on the move. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Oh, he gave him the limp leg. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. The Gators have it with a 1st and 10.
Get set.
He's looking to throw. The freshman able to get home with the sack. And it is hardly a big surprise that this Alabama defense is hitting hard and making their presence felt in the backfield.
Yeah, it's what they built their brand on. They built it on physicality and stopping the run, and you've seen over the last several years, too. After they do that, they come after your quarterback, and they try to get that sucker on the ground.
On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Gets away from one. And he avoids the hit and slides after the short gain.
This is why 3rd down is so difficult for quarterbacks, because the defense substitutes, they put faster guys on the field, and they've got all of their different exotic looks they've been game planning all week for, some things you haven't seen on film yet, and it confuses your offensive line, it confuses you, and you're out here just trying to make plays, trying to do something right to get a first down. Wasn't able to gain a lot there.
And he knocks another one through. And how about this kicker? Good way to start off your season, right? Like, what do you have at the spot? Sometimes you don't know. Can he make those kicks? Starting off, hasn't missed one yet. Been very dependable for this squad.
So Alabama's offense taking the field. First chance we have to see them today. This matchup on the outside, Jesse, a big play weapon for the offense, a shutdown corner for the D.
They say big-time players make big plays in big games, so who gets the best of this matchup? That's going to determine the game.
I mean, such a fun chess match. How much are they on each other during the game, the head-to-head matchup that everybody wants to see?
With the first down, they'll put it in play from the 33. They've really performed at an elite level in conference play, and that'll build your confidence as we continue through this SEC season.
This was a team that was really motivated in the offseason coming into this one, and they knew the challenge ahead of them, but they also know how talented they are. And, David, they're putting that on display each and every week here in SEC play.
And let's pump the brakes, because if they're happy with what they've done so far, they're going to have some losses. Like, this is a tough league. The SEC is not easy to navigate. They're going to have to continue to grow and get better, but it's a heck of a start.
Let's see if they can put the defense on its heels on 1st and 10. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore. Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A game for this one. They've circled this one all offseason, so they better be ready to bring it today, David.
And the hardest thing to do in college football is to go on the road. Everything about it changes, and you want to shut this crowd up early. You don't want to give them belief, because if it starts to build throughout the game, look out.
Now they're really starting to threaten as they pick up the first down at the 34-yard line.
I think it's really important for this offense. They get this guy going early in the game, and they're doing a nice job of that right now. Remember, he's the kind of running back who gets better as the game goes on. That's a really good omen for this offense, considering his success now early.
6-yard pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and 4. Right back to it. He makes the tackle at the 23-yard line, but not before a pickup of 5 and enough for the first down. This drive has been exclusively on the ground. Could they be setting up a shot play? They're there to stop him at the 21 after a pickup of 2.
And offenses want to continue to feature the run. They want balance. Even if it's not super successful, you can take it little bit at a time just to keep that defense honest.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Quickly complete. And that had all the makings of bug meat windshield, but how about the little corner taking on the big tight end and keeping him from getting the first? The Tide trying to pay off this red zone trip. They'll try to power their way ahead. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
When the offense gets in those multiple tight end looks, you kind of have a good understanding of what's coming. You don't know where the ball's going necessarily, but they'll put those big old bodies in there to block, to move people, to put more mass on the field, especially once you get in this red area where you have to be able to run the football effectively. Those passing windows tend to shrink a lot.
Quarterback adapting. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Alabama! What a run for this playmaker to just elude the defense and get in for the score.
And I tell you what, defensively, you can't let this guy get on the edges. You cannot give up contain. When your defensive ends, you got to stay outside. You got to make sure you know this guy's going to scramble and try to make plays, and you got to make sure you keep him in the pocket.
So Alabama takes the lead into the quarter break. And after that first quarter, let's see if these guys can get back in the game in the second. The kickoff team out there set to boot it away. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. Guys, that last trip a little disappointing having to take the 3.
Yeah, I think, Jesse, you see so many offenses talk about getting yards and the tempo and all the stuff they do. It was a nice job moving the football, but they got to get in the end zone this time.
Yeah, and I think to do that, they just got to be more physical at the point of attack, get some push up front. They need to be the best running team in this game to win.
On 2nd down, he's looking downfield. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Gets it out fast. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. And the Gators will call on their punt team. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. He gets the first one off, and he was busier than he hoped in that loss last week, being called on 5 times. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. If you like old-fashioned, grind-it-up, run-over football, that last touchdown drive was for you, Jesse.
That was impressive, man. Great blocking up front and tough physical running by these ball carriers.
And now you wonder how the defense responds. Like, are they going to get way more aggressive to try to stop the run? I got to do something to break the rhythm of that running game.
He wants to pass it on second down. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. It's complete to the right. Makes the grab, and it's enough for the first down before he's dragged to the ground. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
And it's so hard to be on the run and make an accurate throw. It's just very tough. Very few people can do it. Again, we see the freaks and we see the highlights all the time, but that's a tough thing to do. He made it look pretty easy.
How about this backer in pass coverage and bringing the big hit stick with him, too? Offense gets set for second down. Running back searching for a hole. Able to pick his way forward for a decent gain before the defense gets him down.
And, you know, when we talk about great third down defenses, it really starts with them getting stops on first and second down. You've got to get those stops early in the drives to set up third and long, so that's a missed opportunity on that second down by this defense.
Bully ball on third and short. And the defense had its hands full, but they finally wrestle him down short of the first down. Running for it on fourth down. The Tide will get the first down.
And defensively, man, you just want to get to fourth down, right? Give yourself an opportunity. And even though it was 4th and 1, try to get the stop, especially this part of the field where they could come away with points and kick a field goal, or they could come away with a touchdown. Man, I want to get this stop and get off the field, but the offense executed. Defense just missed out.
And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, I think a big part of this isn't necessarily scoring a touchdown on that play, but you're just trying to get your offensive line in the rhythm of the game. Let those big fellas get lathered up.
Knocked down at the 35 after a pickup of 3. 8th play of the drive coming. It'll be a 3rd and 6. Motion trying to get the defense to show its hand. Takes the easy one to the back. Really strong job by the defense. A negative play on 3rd down. And they're going to head out to line up for a field goal. And he's going to have to get into this football. This is a 53-yard attempt. And it's no good. Guys, after the miss, still up by 4. The Gators sending the offense back to work. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm. Got off the field really, really quickly. They need to put something together here, Palmer.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive, so they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this drive.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. He's looking to throw. Makes the grab. They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one.
Yeah, and you see the wide receiver. He's got to push up field, make it look like he's going deep, but does a really good job sitting down on that curl, catching the ball. And then as soon as you catch that thing on that curl route, get upfield, get positive yards. Nice route by that wide receiver.
He's run out of bounds, but he's got enough to move the sticks. The Gators have it with a 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Fires to the wideout. He's got an open man. They ripped off a big one, and they get it down to the 27. Finally, this offense starting to shake the cobwebs and get things moving. It's 1st and 10. Catch in the middle. It's Gilliam. And he's brought down after a nice gain. And this junior quarterback shows you why the scouts love that big arm of his. Down to the 16-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Scrambling away. Got to protect the merchandise. Gets down without taking a hit. Timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. Going to work on second down in the red zone. Is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. He's looking to throw. Buys a little time with his feet. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. And guys, how much better does it feel if you go to that locker room with a lead? Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Gator!
And that is exactly what you want from your offense. Man, late in the half, you want to execute and then punch it in physically on the ground. Take the lead going into the half. Take all the momentum. Nice execution on the drive by that offense.
So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. Here comes that Alabama offense. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be conservative. We're a little bit down. Listen.
He's going to fire deep. And the ball is picked off. Got some room to run. Oh, the 360. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
What a nice catch by the defensive back. Listen, a lot of times you see DBs get in position to make plays, but there's a reason they play DB and not wide receiver. Great job finishing the interception, catching the ball, making a big play.
Trying to find his man on first down. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46. The offense will quickly use a timeout. And the offense sprung a big-time leak, and the quarterback went down.
And when you're throwing the football, you're trying to stop the best athletes in the world from getting to your quarterback. They're going to get there, they're pinning their ears back, get to the QB, get the sack.
Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. On third and long, no secret what he needs here. And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with a sack. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. Fourth down, and the punt team sends it the other way. And they'll let that one go, and it'll roll out of bounds. Just enough time for one final play of the half. Here's the handoff. And after that short game, they'll head to the locker room for halftime. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update. The Gators will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. They start this third quarter one-possession game and hoping to get an early drive going.
This offense is ready, and they're ready to take the field here and see if they can get something established. They don't have to change everything and reinvent the wheel. They've had some successes in the first half, so let's get that continued here on the opening drive.
Yeah, and I love getting that break at half to go talk with my coaches and pick my offensive coordinator's brain so I know exactly what I need to do to attack this defense, and I get ball first.
Able to pick up a couple before he's dragged down at the 19. Third and short, they've got them back up inside the 20, and the D can get the ball back here. Wide receiver coming across in motion. They'll snap it from the gun on third down. The sure hands, it's Hodges. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's first down.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
When you're a defense, it is stop the run first. That is your first responsibility. It makes the whole game easy. And right now, they got it going on the ground. The defense is going to have to change something up. These little tiny dink and dunk, dink and dunk. You keep doing this, they'll go all the way down the field on you, so you might want to get a little bit more aggressive.
Hey, listen, it's important at that position to be able to be good off schedule. Everything's easy when it's on time. You can get the ball out. But when things break down and they get off schedule, you've got to have a guy back there that can make the right decisions. He did exactly that.
He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. They're about to run a dirty half-dozen plays on this drive. Power football with the run. Makes the tackle at the 23-yard line. Give him 10 yards and enough for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll give it to the back. And they try to run inside, and there is nowhere to go. Alabama pushing the tempo. Hand off from the shotgun. They're there to stop him at the 21 after a pickup of 2. Just outside the red zone at the 21, but it's 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He'll try to do it himself. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit. And the O will stay out there and go for it on 4th and inches. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And it's incomplete, a missed opportunity for the offense.
Love the coverage on defense there. 4th down. They were ready for the pass. And you saw in the back end, great job being in position to make that play. And now their offense is coming on the field.
To the ground with the back. Not much there. They'll give him 1 to the 14.
Let's see if this offense can answer the bell. Their coaches challenged them all week long. When they got down to the red zone, we've got to be able to run the football because we're going up against a top 10 rushing defense.
And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line. One of the mantras of the Crimson Tide is they want to make your rear end quit. And that defensive line can certainly do that.
Big, physical. You've seen all these guys up front. They're strong at the point of attack, and they make you earn everything you get. And the athleticism when they get you in passing situations and they know you're going to pass, they're going to come after your quarterback.
And the Gators will bring the punt team onto the field. So from his own end zone, the punt is away. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. Here comes that Alabama offense. And in a low-scoring game like this one, David, every possession is magnified.
And I think more than anything, it just gets frustrating. And you got to put that behind you. You got to see what this defense has been doing to be so successful. Palmer, now use it against him.
Yeah, David, I think for a play caller, this is tough, right? It's like you have to have the perfect play on just to get a first down. In these types of games, I think you're just trying to get guys out in space, see if a dude can break a tackle. Maybe that generates an explosive play, and it breaks this trend.
Small gain, I know. But again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass and make him honor the run game. You got to do a lot of this.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Looking to scramble. Slings it downfield. Complete downfield. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
This guy just is so comfortable running routes, and he has such a good feel for those soft spots on defense there. They're playing zone coverage, so he's able to find that pocket, make it easy on his quarterback, and they pick up the first down.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
They got nothing on the last play at 2nd and 10. Moving the running back, trying to get the D to tip its hand. Feeling some heat. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22. Alabama quickly back to the line. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. And they decide to trot out the kicker. Not a chance. Missed it. And after the miss, they're still down by a field goal. Line gets set, 1st down. Now they'll run the draw. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. He'll keep it himself. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. And the running game has gone in the wrong direction. The offense tries to turn it around and go forward on 3rd down. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. And that pass is intercepted. Touchdown tie. How about that D coming up with a play like that? What a play by this defense with a pick 6.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to do. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, we turn to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, they're up 14 to 10. They're about to kick it away, and the defense probably can't wait to get back out there after the pick 6. And he's coming out of the end zone. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. From the gun, running back gets to give. Defense makes the tackle, and that will probably be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Now on 2nd down. So Alabama takes the lead into the quarter break. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. One quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic 4th quarter finish. 2nd down here as they go back to work after the break. They'll run it from the gun. Nice move to pick up yardage. And it is a good idea to gang tackle. First guy couldn't get him. Second guy finally did. Maybe this will breathe a little life into this offense, which has been flatlined in the 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative. Whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it. But the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front 7 has dominated this entire game.
On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Got his man downfield. And he picks up the 1st down, but he will remember the price he paid after that hit.
And listen, I know he just got rocked, but he held onto the football and got the 1st down. So when he can get up, he has the strength to get back up. Nothing to be worried about. Nice play, nice catch. Don't worry about that big stick. I got the 1st down. Signal that thing for me and celebrate.
And after giving up that completion, guys, I wonder if the defense is going to decide to stay in zone or maybe mix things up, a little more man coverage, maybe blitz.
From the gun, to give, looking for room.
I never know if it's grammatically correct to say a team is being out-physicaled. You hear it a lot in football, though. That's happening in this game. They are just not getting the push they need all game long up front to have any success when they decide to run it.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Give to the running back. And he'll be tackled, but there is a flag on the field. They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. Here comes the offense on second down. The hand to the running back. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop.
Hey, 5 to 6 yards a pop. I don't know if you guys are really good at math, but that usually equals a first down every couple carries. So don't forget about the run game. Keep them honest. Pound that rock.
On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. The Gators send out the punt unit. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. Punt goes out of bounds, and a really nice job as they stick them deep in their own end. They'll mark it around the 10. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. This drive will commence from their own 11-yard line. The give to the back. Found just enough running room. He picks up 4 to the 15.
And this is a pressing time for this defense. They've got to understand. They're backed up a little bit. They're going to run the football. They don't want to make a mistake. So I think this is the time I'm a little bit more aggressive. I got to get this football back to my offense because I'm trailing. So I look for this defense to get a little bit aggressive.
And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down. It's 1st and 10 from the 31. They want that clock to run. Good job running tough and behind his pads as he gets up to the 38-yard line.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead, and the offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
They finally make the stop, but the big run is plenty to move those sticks for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. To the ground, he's got it again.
And this guy really has been a workhorse today. He's made plays when his offense has needed them the most. He's a guy who's reliable. They know they can turn around, give him the football, and he'll go make things work out. And they're going to need him to finish this game. He has to continue playing well after that big run there.
And I like what the quarterback did to finish the run. He buys a little bit of time, scrambles out to his left, and as a right-handed quarterback, you really understand you got to square those shoulders while you're running, which can be difficult if you want to throw an accurate throw like he did right there.
What a nice job by the defense stringing that out and forcing him out of bounds. He got nothing.
Yeah, I think that's nice discipline by this defense. Doing a good job playing inside out, using the sideline to their advantage, kind of stringing it out, not giving up yards. This is a really good job by the defense, playing fast and playing smart.
Quarterback now breaking the field. He is brought down, but man, what a job to find some running room and move the chains.
Man, these are killers, right? Late in the game, in the 4th quarter. Quarterback, but he does such a great job scrambling around. When you do this, you get extra first downs. You start to wear those defensive linemen out. So late in the game, this could pay off. Great job getting the first down.
He now has 108 yards on the ground, and he has his eyes fixed on leading the nation in rushing. And as they come to the line, they have the lead and they have the clock on their side. First and goal. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. Now adjusting. He caught it. Takes it to the house. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row.
And, you know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
And he's going to try to return this one. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up.
Yeah, you throw a little hitch route. Nice job getting the ball out of his hands quickly. Wide receiver, quarterback. Nice job being on the same page. Nice completion, nice catch.
Line getting set on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Using the quick game. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38. Use the play fake, now to throw. Fires on the move. Pulls it in. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
Well, this offense has a ton of work left ahead of them here in this 2-minute situation late in the game, but the drive off to a good start. You get the first down, you get out of bounds, you work in the perimeter of the field. That is exactly what you want to do.
Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on first down. Defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. He finds his man. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. After coming up with back-to-back explosive plays, here they are, 1st and goal. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Bought a little time, lets it go. And it's picked off for the 3rd. Shadow of the goalpost looming, 1st and 10 from their own 1, just looking for breathing room. On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. Looking for a productive play on first down. They go to the ground. Plows through the defense. He has an extensive juke library, and he exhausted it and still didn't pick up much. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. 1 more yard on this 2nd down might just put an exclamation point on this one. Looks as if the Crimson Tide will have the first down.
All right, guys, that's not a home run type play, but he did enough there to keep the chains moving.
They'll put it in play from their own 12-yard line, 1st and 10. Got a little space. Open runway ahead. He's racked up 92 yards on the ground, and he's been terrific all season, ranking in the top 10 in rushing.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm always keeping track as a defensive coordinator of where they're running the football. You can see they ran it to the right. Do they like this matchup? Is the right side of their offensive line really good? I'm going to be paying attention to that because that's a big gain. I got to make sure I shut this down.
Can anyone catch him? They are finding soft spots in this defense. He's got it down to the 25. Guys, this is a really good win for this ball club as they put together consecutive victories.
And this season, that's what you got to do. You got to put together good weeks, build on each other, build that momentum, continue to grow as the season goes along.
Yeah, David, it's all about building confidence, and it's really important for these players to go out, work hard in